Welcome to Oklahoma High School Girls Basketball Between the Lines with my man Coach B on this first night of high school girls basketball practice. First afternoon, I must say. High school girls basketball practice. Coach, you got your first win. How you feeling tonight, Coach?
I feel good. We had a good practice. I mean, we got, like I said, we got 6 seniors, and I posted today the first last day practice for them.
Yes, sir.
I
Yes,
heard
sir.
some mama. I posted on Facebook, and some mamas were hitting it. Oh, it's emotional, and I get it. Their baby's a year away. Time went by, and they got 1 year to watch their kid play high school ball. I've got four of them. They're probably gonna play college ball, so that's good. But it was good. I posted it, and it was good attitude. Kids had a good vibe, and we went top golf yesterday and had some fun. And then today we ran that top golf off, and got after it.
Got after it, Coach. Well, my baby had her first high school practice. Probably
Did you
picked up
shed a
about.
tear? Was it like kindergarten? Was it like
No,
kindergarten for
no,
you?
no. Actually, I was tired, man. I was ready to
Come
go.
on. Tell the
Uh,
truth.
I
Tell the
was ready
truth.
to go, Coach. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was ready to go. I picked her up about 4:15. Then I drove from Carl Alberts High School to Shape Fitness, and I sat in the car for an hour while she worked out. So then
Why'd you
that
get
was
in
it,
there and work out? Shape Fitness.
man. That's time I get to catch up on my sleep, Coach. I got to be a quick nap, and it was just. I mean, I'm just tired, Coach.
I
Run up and
get you.
down these streets. Plus full time job. I drove. I drove by this morning, Coach, to see if there's going to be practice, and everybody was asleep. but me, and I was texting you at 5, so trying to get
Yeah.
you up.
Yeah, you hit me up this morning wanting to do some graphics for the first day. I said,
First day, Coach. First day, give Jakari Brown and Audrey Plunkett a little bit of love since that's their last first day. Our
yeah,
two seniors over at Carl Albert. The deal is though that Audrey's not in there yet. She's still in
volleyball.
volleyball, so she's
Yep.
trying to take care of volleyball for the Carl Albert Titans. But I'm glad we get all the pieces in there. I know CJ called me and told me, man, they ready over there. UConn locked and loaded, ready to go. So I know a lot of teams got after it today. Ones that's not missing. A lot of these girls, that's playing other sports, you won't get them. I was
Yeah.
talking to Coach Richie today, and he said like cross country's not over till like November 1.
Woo.
Then
Man,
you
I'm
got
telling you.
volleyball, then you got you got volleyball, then you got softball. So a lot of them don't end to the end of this month. So and then scrimmages start. Some scrimmages start on the first. So you're gonna go straight from one sport to the next sport and try to get ready. But now you got to try to get in shape. I know Zoe said her first day was a lot of running. They call it he don't call it suicide. He calls it something else. Yo-yos or something. Yeah, yo-yos. I think he calls it yo-yos. But it's funny how you get into season and you thought you'd do more, maybe shooting and all that, but it's more conditioning. I guess you can crank it up a little bit more now since you got more time to try to get these girls in great condition. But Coach, I got to ask you this though. Like you're talking about girls. I know you guys don't have cross country over there. I don't think you do, but
Yeah, we
I
got
know
cross. We got cross country. I've got a. The girls are not as much, but coach does a good job, and we got some. My best junior high kid, she's cross country animal. Man, she gets out there and she runs. I mean, so she'll be a good player coming up basketball wise. But yeah, we got cross country boys and girls out there, but I don't have any girls in it. No.
Well, I want to ask you though, like when you got these girls that are like, you got Maddie, she's still in softball.
Right.
How do you what do you do to get her in shape? Even though she might be part of your rotation, are you gonna throw her to the fire? Or are you gonna make her earn some of those minutes? Because these other girls have been in the gym. I know that's what a lot of coaches got to ask you, because if you got a starting guard or power forward or somebody that's out there that's not been in the gym, but you got some girls that's come up or moved in and they're just as good as that girl that's not there. How do you handle that, Coach?
Well, I had that situation at Tuttle. Some years I had all my 5 or 6 players in the gym, and then when I left Tuttle, my best players were coming out of softball, and so that deal was is they knew where they were at. Let's say you have a blue, white, and a yellow team. They knew they were somewhere in the white and the yellow, whether they were starter or not. And those kids, you ain't got to worry about them. I mean, they're going to work their way back. They're an athlete, and they
Yes,
know
sir.
it, and they're going to work their way back. And so, but you make them earn it. You make them get back in shape. You make them run, and you get back in shape. And then usually by first scrimmage, you've been in the gym for about 3 weeks. Usually they've got their spot back if they had a spot. I mean, I wouldn't give it back to them. I don't do that. If you're in another sport, it's not a penalized thing, um, but again, no. I would hope that a kid that you've had for or for about 6 weeks, even in preseason that you've been working with, is better than maybe a kid that's just coming off of the field. Conditioning wise, what's going on? We've been running some fast break stuff, spacing, things like that. And so, but usually those kids take care of themselves. They work their way back. I mean, my ones at Tuttle did. I was lucky to have kids that played on state championship teams at Tuttle in softball, and they came back in and they knew what a job was because they didn't want to lose.
Yes, sir.
Maddie's gonna do the same thing. That's the only kid I have coming from softball is Maddie, and Maddie will come back in. She's gonna work hard. She's gonna stay extra. Not a problem. So. Just like at Carl Albert, the Plunkett kid, she's going to come in from volleyball. Now, she's going to be in volleyball shape, which is different, but she's a high athlete that can play, and she'll get in shape back. She'll get back in shape, get back in that basketball shape.
Well, we got a little Hayden, the point guard, Hayden. Harold, she's running cross country, and her and she's doing great things. So you think there's going to be
Lenny's daughter cross or volleyball too?
Yeah, she's volleyball. She's having a pretty good year, Coach. I know she got her 100 kill. I don't know that much about volleyball, so
yeah, I saw that post she posted, 100 kills or something like that.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Hey, but Coach, that just tells me right now she's jumping, getting off the floor. So we expect her to get a lot of rebounds this year. Put a little pressure on you, Hatchet. So here we go. Go get it. But
well, the thing I like about volleyball is that you learn to jump straight up, vertical.
Yes, sir.
So when you're blocking shots, you're not taking an angle because you get that net violation. And so volleyball is good for your vertical and exploding up and down, straight up, arms up, and not, going out forward. So, but that'll help them out in jumping and rebounding. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it seems like she's having a good year. I think I just saw her get MVP of the tournament, so that's real good. I mean, that's what you want right there when you got a multiple athlete, playing multiple different sports, and she's doing good in all the other ones. It's going to translate over to basketball when she comes into basketball. I thought she had a really good summer. I know Lenny had said before she could kind of get to play her true position, with the twins coming in, two bigger bodies, because she's always done all the dirty work for Coach Rich. Richie's is going down low and banging with the big girls and done a good job, probably giving up 50, 60 pounds, but done a good job, good leverage and staying out of foul trouble, And this thing about it, I can say I'm probably full board, that's why I got my red on tonight, Coach. Got my red on, not for you, Miss Katie, but I got it on for the CA. I see your coach looking good over there in that Oklahoma High School Girls Between Lines. Big shout out to Triple Elite and BSN, but Coach kind of transferred over to my red because full fledged call appetite now because my baby went to her first high school, so ain't nobody can be one. We're gonna transfer out. We're not leaving. So we here, Coach. But moving forward, like I said, I think they got a good chance to do some good things this year. We'll talk about some of that here when we start talking about some of the teams in 6A and 5A. Then next show we'll talk 4A, 3A, and then we'll start getting some of these coaches on and having some interviews with some of these coaches and players. And like I said, we got another big announcement we're going to do pretty soon, Coach. You want to go and tell it now? You want to wait?
Let's let them know. Let them know.
Hey, we were on November the 2nd. November, there we are, Coach. Look at us, looking good already. Hey, you got to give it up to Dick's House of Sports, man. Look how clean that store look. They got it looking clean for us, Coach. Got it looking clean, Coach. We looking good. We look good up in there. But folks, we'll be out at Dick's House of Sports on November the 2nd from 1 to 3 p.m. We'll have a few teams out. We haven't settled that yet, but Coach will get some teams. I think we're also going to try to go up to Tulsa for folks. So up at the 918. Don't get upset. We coming your way too. We just got to pencil the date. I don't know if we're going to do it at Dick's House of Sports or we got to have another different location, but we'll get that tackled and get that taken care of. So that's going to be the kickoff to high school girls basketball to get us ready for the season. Because by that time, you've had a couple scrimmages in, so you'll be ready to catch up with us at Dick's House of Sports. Like I said, the first show is going to drop. It's going to be on November the 2nd. Like I said, from 1 to 3 p.m. It'll be me and Coach, and we'll have a couple of coaches. I might even have a special guest that day. I don't know yet. I might work on
Oh,
something. We
oh.
might bring some famous person in there to come sit down and talk with us. But
Well, didn't you go down to Dallas and do the Beckers thing down there in Dix?
they did it already. When I
Oh,
talked to Haley, she said that big shout out to David, his daughter, man. She takes care of us on the Dick's House of
Halsey,
Sports,
Halsey.
the Hosley. So big shout out to her, man. Giving us this opportunity, even though she moved on and she's big dog now, coach. So
Man,
more
no,
she moves up, hey, the more she moves up, the more we can move up with
that's right.
her. That's what we want. We're gonna try to ride her coattail a little bit. But I made a phone call and said, hey, hey, can I get? She said, hold on, Tony. Ding, 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 ding. Made a phone call. Boom. Chris calls me back. Boom. We in. So on the like I said, November the 2nd, we'll be at Dick's House of Sports doing the show there. We'll do a couple of shows. We'll do one right before the playoffs and right before the try to get to the big house. Hopefully, Coach V's team and Zoe's team both can make it to the new house. Man, it's gonna be tough. You need to start looking at some of these rankings. But Coach, I do got a couple of questions I want to ask you.
What you got?
Since we ain't got no special guests on tonight, but just me and you talking. Since you're back, what year is this? Are you coaching? What year is this, Coach?
19 in public school. I did 19 in public school, 5 years as head assistant at Oklahoma Baptist, 3 years at private schools.
Man,
So, as head coach, be 22. As assistant, it'd be 5 at OBU.
well, I'd say that's a lot of coaches. That's a lot of
Oh,
lot
I'm
of
getting old.
that's a lot of time on the wood floor. But Coach, like you said, you're in another year. Get to start another year with a bunch of girls coming back off a team that can make a big time run this year for the gold ball and even winning district. I don't know if y'all do district or how y'all do it conference. Got a big chance to do some big things this year. Would you go 21-9 last year? Was that the record?
21-7 last year. So
21
we
and
talk.
7.
Yeah, we talk about our goals and try to maintain it. Even though you got everybody back, the chemistry still got to be the same. And we lost two seniors that were energy, off the bench, Ashley and Adrena. So we lost them last year coming off the bench. And who's going to take that role? And then we got to figure out, how we going to get back some of those losses that we lost. I don't know. I think we probably gave two away that we could have won. We got beat. That we got to do some better things to help us be in a better opportunity. And but everybody's goal October 1st, team wise, you're going to talk about it a little bit, and then you're going to put it on a shelf. Don't worry about it. Is get to the state tournament. That's
Yes,
everybody's
sir.
goal. That's the carrot right now. And then when you get to playing, and then it goes to one game at a time.
One game at a time,
One
Coach.
game at a time. And especially for us, it's a little different than 5A and 6A because we'll talk about more in 4A, but it's all based on your rankings. So
Yeah.
every game matters for us, seating wise. Now, 5A and 6A is a little bit like football. Those first three games, the rival games, money games, whatever.
Yeah.
You want to be undefeated, but you know what? If you got a guy that's banged up, you're probably gonna sit him out.
You sit in that
To
game.
district play. And 4A and 3A and below, you can't do that because every game matters. You know what I mean? So 5A, 6A, even their tournament games don't really matter except for pride and you want to
Yeah.
win. But it doesn't hurt your playoff situation. It's strictly, and that's the bad thing about 5A and 6A sometimes. It strictly goes by your record in district. And you can beat a really good team, but if they're not in your district, it's morale is for your program and you, but not situate you anywhere. You're going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever in playoffs, no matter what.
Yes, sir. Well, like I said, Coach, when you're looking at it, like I said, I had a couple questions I want to ask you. What are some of the expectations you expect from your senior girls that's been with you, for the last few years? I know your first year you went 12-13 or 13-12. And then you come back last year and you go 21-7. Like I know you kind of talked about everybody is talking about getting to the state championship. I mean, that's the biggest goal. That's why everybody go plays this game. Nobody says, "Hey, I'm gonna play this game" because it's the why. You play this game because you want to get to the big spot. But
Right.
what are some of the expectations you got from some of your senior leaders? Some of these girls that can shoot lights out, have a great attitude. I mean, it starts with that the chemistry of your team is really great. These girls, some of them train together, some hang together. Some of you look like sisters. They're not even sisters. Allison and what's the other?
Sailor.
Yeah.
Sailor.
So So but like I said, we got a chance to see you up front this summer. I've seen a chance teams. I've seen the team play a couple times. Last year coming to your tournament and watch what they can do. But what are some of the things that and like I said, today it starts today. But what do you see in some of these girls' expectation what to do this season?
My message to my seniors this year, when I took the job, they were sophomores. And they had a really strong senior class in front of them that had a winning record. But I don't know if they really blended down and took the freshmen underneath their arms.
Yes,
And
sir.
so when I took over, I had like no starters coming back, and I had a few sophomores that played varsity that didn't really get to play. So my message to my seniors today was look at the freshman that's sitting over there that needs your help.
Yes, sir.
And now you are the senior and that girl where you were 3 years ago.
Yep.
So if you felt like that senior maybe didn't mentor you, didn't help you, just played and worried about themselves as a team concept, not selfish, but you know what? Those are freshmen. You are now that girl right there is now you, and you are where those seniors were there. What kind of leaders were they? And I don't know. I wasn't there, so I don't know. But what were they? What did those seniors do to you? That maybe you liked, didn't like, maybe because you were a freshman. Now go see that freshman there. Now go get her. What I mean? And
That's
that's what I
true.
told my seniors today is, the sophomores. I got a kid, a sophomore that didn't even play last year because we are knee, Laney, and so go get those kids. They were where you were 3 years ago. How did you feel treated by the seniors? Did they kind of, you know, were seniors you were freshmen didn't really kind of help you? So be a senior, be a different senior than what you want to be.
Yes,
When you
sir.
leave, these kids are now going to take your minutes. What did you leave behind
Leave your
for them?
legacy.
Yes. And that was the message I gave my seniors. And I told them the same thing. You can have everybody can come back, but you got to get new chemistry, new energy. It's not the same. It's like saying I got 5 D1 transfers in the portal. Well, don't mean you're gonna win. They
Yes,
still got
sir.
to mesh.
Got to mesh. Got to play together.
Got to play together. And seniors sometimes look different. So what you got to kind of do is their minds are thinking about college commitments, offers, whatever. And so, they got a lot of things going on. And so, you got to keep them kind of focused and get them driving. So sometimes a lot of seniors is good. Sometimes a lot of seniors, maybe they're get senioritis. So you never know. But I think that's the key for me.
But coach, how do you find this define success for individual players on and off the court?
Oh, I've been fortunate to be an assistant and then a co-head coach on a state tournament team. I was assistant at Deer Creek when Coach Tucker won his in I think 2005. And so those are things that are like that. Um, again, what were you looking for? Remind me. Question.
Oh, okay. I'm saying, how do you find success in a young lady?
Oh, okay, so we talk about that. My success at Luther was getting a state tournament when I was there for my 10 years and having 11 kids sign scholarships, free
Yes,
school.
sir.
Now I didn't get the ring I wanted, but I got 11 kids and they all graduated. They all went to school, they all graduated, and they all still come back. Now I was tough. I'm tough, but my assistant played for me. And before that, I had another former player that was my assistant with her, and they all come back. I get wedding invites, and so to me, that's the success of what you're leading. Yes, you want the rings, but they are great women. I see where they're at on Facebook, social media. They're doing great,
That's it.
and you have a relationship with them. To
That's
me,
it.
that's my success as a coach.
No, that's wonderful. I mean, that's great because, like I said, there's life after basketball. People don't realize that. We kind of talked about this earlier. Me and one of my buddies was talking about. You never know where a kid's going to be at, man. And you've done this a long time, from the college ranks to the high school to coaching boys AU, the EYBL, any whatever circuit you was on. You've seen this, coach, and you can preach on this and you can back me on this. But there's a lot of kids you've seen number one at one point in time. That's why you say you don't like messing with the ranking But at the end of the day, by the time they graduate, they might not be that same player. They might have injuries. They might have fell out of love of the game. They might be burnt out. They might just not be having. They might, people get better, so they might not be having the career they thought they was going to have. So, have you seen that a lot with some kids that you've ran a pass in the few years that you've coached?
I have, and my best mentor for me was my father. I mean, if there was an AAU Hall of Fame, that man should be in it. I don't even know how many wins he's got, but we had a banquet for him a couple of years ago, and former players that are flew in to be at that banquet with athletes first. I can go back to old House of Lights that I watched when I grew up, and my nickname always was Little Vick. I mean, that was my nickname because I was always in the gym with him. But I cannot tell you how so many people come up and tell me that they're proud of the impact that he had
On the
on
life.
on a life. Whether it was, I mean, I'm sure he in his time he's paid rent for guys before that. These were before they were semi-pro guys, and he paid rent, and he has a relationship with guys that he's had for heck since I was in high school.
Yes, sir.
And he told me the other day he was somewhere and some kid saw the name and went like, "Did you used to coach athletes first?" And Dad was like, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, I played for athletes first," and and the guy went on and on. And those to me are the things that that you as you get older that you value.
Yeah, it means a lot of
And
value.
and then you realize that you had an impact somewhere somehow. And I get it when I go places, and I get it with former players the same way. And you do it long enough, and you do it the right way, which is what my father taught me. You do it the right
Hmm.
way, and then it'll come back to you. And and my wife, she gets the same thing. She'll go somewhere, and someone will talk about how they played for me, and and I gotta go back. I gotta go. Okay, what school? Where we're at, and remember the name, and I mean, but she gets that, and so as a coach, that's what you want. I mean,
Yes,
that's what
sir.
you work for. I mean, is to have an impact on a life, a young person's life, and it ain't always gonna be what they want. Now it's gonna be tough,
Yes, sir.
but
Yes,
I
sir.
could, a really good friend of mine, Matt Clark, that played at Oklahoma State. He talks about the guy who used to own Midwest Trophy. Dave Smith used to be the coach at Southeast when he was there. And I'm talking about first day of practice, Matt used to tell me the buckets were out, the trash cans were out, and they weren't for dribbling drills either. They were for working, But he remembers that. He remembers that hard work that was instilled into him as a
That's it.
14, 15-year-old. And he respect that man for that, being tough on him, make him squeezing what he can get out of him. And kids don't see it until afterwards. And then you kind of like, I told you, but and it's nice when they come back and they say, Coach, man, and it was tough, but you had an impact. And that's what you want as a coach.
Yes, sir. You want to have that love. I mean, that it's that tough love, but it's a good love, coach.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these kids look up to you as a father figure because they might not have that at home, and
Oh,
that's
like
one
a
thing
gray
about
beard? Are you talking about a gray beard?
no, coach. I mean, it just I mean, I've coached a lot of kids, man. I got some guys in the NFL. I've got a chance to coach Matt Kemp, J.D. Reynolds. I got a kid, Adrian Rabbit, is playing for the Arizona Cardinals. My own son,
Yeah.
Gabe Johnson. So I got a chance to touch a lot of different kids, man. That's just doing great things. But like you said, there's life after football. There's life after wrestling. There's life after any sport you play. I mean, Matt Kemp was a great baseball player. I remember me and Jessica flew up to Chicago to watch him play when he was still with the Dodgers, and I got a chance to meet a lot of cool guys. Pew, man, and Jessica. She's not a great baseball person, but one of the things she said, she's like, man, they're just a bunch of kids right here spitting sunflower seeds on each other. That's what it is, man. It's having fun. You're getting
Right.
paid to do something that you love, and that's why some of these kids now, I get so mad, coach, because they're jumping ships. I like what the 2As, I'm not 2A, but what the Division twos are doing. You might get 5 years and that's it. We'll
Mm.
find more about that later down the road if that's going to happen. But kind of like the junior college, I think he was. Everybody I've talked to loved that show. He educated a lot of people on that.
Right.
But I just hate these kids are jumping schools and getting bags. I mean, I didn't know what a bag was, coach. They're talking about bag. I thought they were talking about the Sonic bag. I thought you got a couple cheeseburgers, coach. I didn't know. I mean, but
Right.
everybody's jumping ship, and I want to tell this story because you know Gabe had did a podcast with my man Love. I haven't seen it yet, and I was telling my wife, I'll be glad. I hope it comes out because I really want to do a podcast with my own son. That's the only reason I didn't do it because Love was going to do it. But I want to ask him, Coach. He's a 2-time national champion, folks. If you can, I know we're talking basketball, but the kid had a chance to go make money, and he stayed. And I love that in him because, Coach, sometimes it ain't all about that money. Sometimes these kids don't get that money, but they don't know that you got to pay taxes on this. You got to pay, you know what I'm saying? So you think you're getting all this money, but, hey, this agent, this person said, oh, we're going to take care of you and this and that. Folks, make sure you do your homework. If your kids are getting money, make sure they're going to be able to pay those taxes back. Me and Coach V, we pay taxes. I mean, taxes don't go away. I don't care if the government's having a tough day or a good day. They're going to come get their money. So coaches, when you are educating these kids from high school to college to little league coaches, you don't realize you have a lot of impact on these kids, what their direction they're going to go. So from high school coaches too, it's great having that love relationship, but you also got to be tough on them too, because if you're just too lovey, they think everything's going to be easy in life, and life is not easy, man. We all go through struggles and tough times and good times. So, but I'm looking forward to this year, Coach, seeing what some of these girls can do. Like I said, we got 2 seniors on our team. Audrey Plunkett that's getting recruited. Yeah. I really understand why, no big time school has come after her because she does have the size. She has a really pretty shot. Jakari Brown, I still think she's going to be a sleeper. If she goes half the year, I don't think that I would tell Jakari, man, she got all the skills of the world to go do what she wants. She can grab these freshmen by the ears and say, hey, like you just said, follow me. They can do some big things because 5A is it's up for grabs. It's funny when you start looking at the rankings, Coach. You got Newcastle, a team that everybody got to win it all. At that number, I think they're sitting at number 4. On this list, Coach, to 5. You got Dell City 1, Booker T 2, which Booker T, I don't know how you can be 2. They lost a lot. Carl Albert's 3. El Reno's 4. That's the GOAT over there, Jennifer Douglas. She's done a great job.
Let me ask you now.
Yes, sir.
Back to back.
Yes, sir.
Should they not be preseason number 1?
They should. Now, Coach, that's yes and a no. I'm gonna talk on both sides of my mouth. Yes, they should be because they are a defending champ. But what do you have coming back? You got a bunch of freshmen coming in. You got a bunch of Coach. You can't say that. If you lose a lot of kids and you got a bunch of kids coming in, yeah, you should be in the top 5. I understand that. But should you be number 1? No. They got it right. Dell City, Coach White, I'm going to give you some love. Even though I got this red off of Carlisle, I'm going to give you some love for Dell City. They should be number 1. Dell City had a coach. We've seen them this summer. Dell City had a great summer camp. But now, can you turn it over to the real season? Because now you're playing on Tuesday night. You're practicing, you're lifting weights, you're doing all the things. Now you got to control your grades. Can you stay eligible? Not saying they can't. I'm just saying that goes for every high school girl that's playing ball, especially from a freshman. It's not like junior high ball. You're going to go get some Wendy's and some Taco Bell before the game, and mom's going to drop it off. Now you got to get prepared. You might play JV, you might play freshman, and you might play varsity. So you got to get that body prepared and make sure you get rest up. But no, should Jennifer be number 1? Yes and no, but she's a GOAT, so I'm not going to count Jennifer out. We know she has a great coach.
You go back to back,
Coach.
And you don't lose the first 5 games of the year, and you're at number 5. Come on now. Come on now.
I didn't make the rankings.
I'm just saying. I mean, that's my theory on it.
Yes, sir.
I have no problem with Dell City. I've seen them play.
What about Booker T? Should Booker T be number 2? Well, I guess Jennifer 1, so Jennifer should be 1. Booker T should be 2. Then Dell City. Then so on and so on. But if you're looking at it, if you really had to do it by the rankings, you probably put Dell City 1, and then you probably put Newcastle number 2. I would probably put El Reno probably number 3. Kyle Albert's in the 4 or 5 range, shouldn't be in there. They only lost 1 girl off the team, and they brought 3, 4, or 5 freshmen coming up. That can help them in any kind of way. So I think you do have that right a little bit. But like I said, I think Dell City is a top-notch team. I told a buddy earlier, I think Newcastle is a team either they're going to win it all or they're not going to win it at all. I mean, I know that sounds kind of crazy, but Newcastle's going to go out there. But I tell you, that district with Newcastle, the Dell City, and then what's the other one? You got Bishop McGinnis, Coach.
Okay.
I think Bishop McGinnis is a team that you got to look out for when you got Cash and you got Ace and they got another young lady. I think she's a senior.
Mariah.
Uh,
They got the college
Mariah, I
kid.
mean, I'm telling you right now, she plays full speed. You got to
Mm-hmm.
watch out. Folks, I know we're talking 5, we're going to talk some 6A. We'll get on to the other classes. But Bishop McGinnis is a team I think you got to watch out for because Bishop McGinnis can easily go win that district over there with Dell City and Newcastle. Watch out for Bishop McGinnis because Cash is a player. She got game. She left Heritage Hall and took her talents over to Bishop McGinnis, so she's still
Yep.
in the private school system. But Ace is a player that, hey, Ace was a freshman last year. I got a chance to watch her play in your tournament last year over
Yep.
Hare Panther Classic. Did some really good things. Got her team to the championship. I think who they played? Shawnee, was it El Reno?
McGinnis. No, McGinnis was in that third place game with Newcastle.
Of Newcastle, but I've said you got, had a bunch of young girls. Now you had
Yeah.
another power punch to it with Cash. I think they can be a team that you got to watch out in 5A.
Coach Carter does a good job too.
Yeah, he does. I like him. Really good coach, man. I mean, he does well dressed young man too. So he does a real good job with those girls, man. I mean, and he takes what he got and make the best of it. Anybody else that you can see as a sleeper in a 5A that kind of that you're like, hell, what can
I
they do?
mean, I'm looking at it, and Durant was a team last year that
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
had the unfortunate accident and played inspired ball, and the coach came back, so coach is back, and he's a Hall of Fame coach, so and they got a lot of pieces back, so I think kind of see how they play this year. I turned off the rankings. I went to districts. I'm looking at district play, and I'm looking through the district to see who might be a sleeper in 5A.
Hey, coach, there's one team
Where's
that I think
Shawnee? Where's Shawnee
Shawnee,
ranked
coach.
at?
There you go. Shawnee's a team I'm telling you right now. They missed the tournament last year. Should have got in it. Had a really good team. Had the young lady that went to Tulsa. Wasn't a great
McGee.
McGee. She left. Left Bethel. Came over to Shawnee to play her last year. But like I said, I think that team, Shawnee, they don't have her, but they still got some other pieces that came in. Very athletic. Got the big post player that does good job for her size, man. I'm telling you right now, she's fit, and she got that little jump hook.
Yep.
She got the little jump hook. You got to if she get you in great position, you're gonna be in trouble. Like I said, they got some players over there, Shawnee. So that's the team. I think they got them ranked right there, right now, number 10. I think they're a top 5 team. I really do.
They got the lefty kid from Tecumseh. I
Yep,
don't
the
know her name off
comes
the
the
top of
young
my
lady.
head,
Yep,
but she's
quick.
very athletic. Daly Rice had a good summer, the shooter. And so they've got some pieces over there at Shawnee that they can shoot and run. They look good this summer. I mean, you could tell they were still filling each other out, but I was impressed with the big girl. I mean,
No,
we
yes,
played against her in junior high, and she's gotten better. And I'm telling you
she
what,
got
if you
better,
let her
coach.
catch it,
Yeah, she got way
she'll.
better. Coach, the team that's on there, man, they got kind of ranked kind of high as Classen. Poor Classen, and they lost a lot of their players as departed, went to Millwood and went to PC North. They do got a freshman coming in, Coach, Callie, a young lady that's pretty good. She's going to be, I think it's going to be the team of Callie right now. It's going to be her. And what do they call the Comets? It's going to be the Cali
Yeah.
Comets, man. It's going to be her
Yep.
by herself. I mean, she's going to have to jump. She's going to have to shoot. She's going to have to pass it to herself.
Well, I mean,
That
you got to look who they lost. They lost Page.
Paige.
They lost Moore, and they lost the Ferguson kid, the post kid that came in from Yukon or Mustang.
Yes, sir.
So they lost 3 that I know of starter wise, and they may have a kid back. But I know those are 3 kids that are, they're the cornerstone of what you had. So they got their work cut out for them. I mean, being the school that they are, high academics, that you got to qualify. So I mean, we'll see what they have. I mean, again, a whole new program with new kids, so we'll see how they do.
You got to give a shout out to their coach. He's always if his girls are in some kind of showcase. He's there supporting them. That's big time. I like that in the coach, man. I mean, he's probably hoping nobody come try to get Callie from him. That's why the coach keeping the leash on, make sure she don't go nowhere. But I understand she's a good freshman player, man. Like I said, got to talk to her dad, Brian, the other day, man. Good guy. So hopefully, say they can find a good home in class and do some things. Coach, Noble's a team that you don't know a lot about. They got one of the best facilities around. So
Lindsay does a good job. Lindsay does a good job. The deal with Lindsay, I think she told me, is that a lot of her kids are doing volleyball. And so I think volleyball has become a big thing out there, and I think the thing they're talking about is, volleyball kids play during December. They go out of state and play, and the big national tournament for club volleyball is during regionals.
Yeah, that's tough. That's
And
tough.
so I know people that lose, usually those that are post players or tall forwards. And, imagine Carl Albert if Plunkett says, hey, I'm not going to be here for first round of playoffs.
Man.
I mean,
Coach Richie might be pulling his hair out. Little he
yeah.
got, so
And,
he might be pulling his hair out, Coach. Hey,
so she does
another
good.
team.
Huh?
Go ahead, Coach. I'm sorry.
No, you good. You good.
I said another team, Glenpool. We heard they lost one of their girls left and went over to Union. We don't know who, but Glenpool is one of those teams that just kind of joins the 5A ranking. They was 4A, come up to 5A now, along with Newcastle and Bishop McGinnis. No, Bishop was already there. What was Bishop last year? Were they 4A?
Yeah, Bishop was 4A last
Yeah,
year.
so Bishop, Glenpool, and Newcastle all moved up to the 5A rankings. But like I said, I mean, everybody talked about Glenpool's supposed to be a really good team. Started with a bunch of young girls. Now they worked their way up to the probably juniors and seniors now. So that's a lot of court time together. And now they're growing up though. But if you lose a couple pieces, kind of like Booker T. I don't know what Booker T got. I know they had some good girls and they were tough last year, but I don't know what they got, and I expect a lot from the Shockey young lady that's coming in. I think she's a top freshman, one of the top freshmen in the class of 2029.
Well,
What can she do with them? Can she help them a lot? She's very athletic. Still kind of raw, but I tell you, by the time she leaves high school, she's going to be a top because she's still growing. Coach, she's about 5'10", so she has a chance to be a good 6'1", 6'2", and she can dribble.
I saw their post player. Kennedy last weekend at a showcase, and I'm telling you what, she's a nice power forward down there in the block.
Is she still at Booker T?
Yeah, Booker
T. Yeah, she's still at Booker T. So we'll get to see Booker. We'll get to see Booker T in the classic, the Carl Albert Classic Titan tournament up close. So a team that you can easily run into in the first or second round of the playoffs, and so it should be a good matchup. See what they got.
The Kennedy kid I'm talking about now. She plays for Drive Nation.
Oh yeah, the big the guard, yeah.
5'7".
I've not seen her at practice, Coach. I haven't seen her at practice yet. Maybe I know this week we're not gonna make it because the girls got they're freshmen doing their float, so they're gonna get together and put on the girls basketball homecoming float. So I had to call Coach Ed today and say we're not gonna make it, but we'll be at the next few practice, folks. Like I said, if you didn't know, Zoe is switched over to a different team this upcoming spring. Right now it's look like we're gonna be a Drive Nation. I said Jump Nation. They used to be a 7-on-7 team, but everything's kind of set in stone, but not set in stone. But be looking forward to see what we can do. Give a chance to go play on a higher platform. Nothing. We love Coach Dre and what he's done and what he's did for her the last few years. So big shout out to him and what he did with Crush Queens and all the other coaches that she's had a chance to play with. But we still got a lot of work to do, Coach. You got to keep getting better each day and keep doing the things she's doing. But while we're on the 5A, before we get, I got to get Carl Albert.
Let me ask you real quick on 5A because you played them.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Coach Chapman at Guyman. Now, he that's a tough drive.
That's a tough drive, Coach. Justin said we wasn't going, Coach. I'm going.
And he can shoot. But, I remember in playoffs last year, Del City had a tough time with Guyman.
Had a tough time. And they knocked off Midwood City last year.
Yeah, so Coach Chapman, and I think he was young from when I talked to him at the Kingfisher tournament. I think he was he had some young kids, so don't sleep on that bus ride too hard.
Don't sleep too hard, Coach. You're exactly right. Guyman's a place that, hey, you go up there and you think you got this game won, and you come in there with draggy legs, and you ain't woke up, and you're drowsy. Guess what? You can have a long 5-hour drive home with an L, not a W, with an L. So you don't want to come back with that. You want to come back with that W, but don't sleep on Guyman, like Coach said. Midwood City's another team. When you come in with a top-notch freshman, Brooklyn Henderson, when she can come in and help the Bombers, and Coach Knight has had some great players in Deanna Douglas and some of the girls she's had in the past years. But last year she missed the state tournament. I don't think she wants to do that again this year. And I know there's a lot of hype behind Henderson. Can she take them to the promised land? she can. And she's going to have the other pieces around her help. One kid can't do it. I know Michael Jordan used to try to do it back in the day by himself, but he didn't get really good until he got his sidekick Pittman. And then once Pittman got in there and they got Kukoc and some of the other guys, they took off. But so, I mean, can Midway City do it? They're going to have to battle Carl Albert, a team that, we'll talk about here in a few seconds. Have to battle them. And then El Reno. Somebody's going to get left out, Coach. Everybody ain't going to go.
Yep.
I heard it today. I heard somebody tell me today, somebody on our side might not make it. It might be four from the other side. The Bishop McGinnis, the Newcastle, the Dell City, and one more. Probably talking about Lot Mac. Four of those teams can make it, and everybody on the Midway City, Carl Albert, El Reno, who will probably be you got Guyman. Trying to say none of them can make it, but I don't think that's true. I think you got enough girls, and you done this long enough. When you got 3 or 4 girls that can play the game and they start gelling, and folks, you got to play good basketball in the month of February and March. It doesn't matter what you do at the beginning of the year. It doesn't matter. You don't win championships in August and in October and November and December. You win championships in the month of January, February, going into March is when you want to be playing your best basketball. Do I think Colorado got enough pieces? I think they do. I think they got some girls that can help them. You got 2 girls that's coming back that's played a lot from their freshman year going into their senior year. You got 2 younger girls and that are juniors now that played a lot last year, and Hayden and then Hatchett. Then you got Kinley Sutton, the outstanding pitcher for the softball team. She can easily be the 5th starter or 6th man or wherever you want. And then you got you got some other young girls and Isis and some of these other girls that they can help up and step up. You got a young lady that hasn't played in a while, but really good size, and Zoe Vineyard. Brother was a good football player, basketball player. So you got her coming back out. She's probably saying about 5'11", 5'10", 5'11". She's a volleyball player, so she knows how to jump. I think that's going to be a big addition, bringing her back to the team. And then whoever else. I mean, we lost Siani, but I think she's getting back at full health. And I don't know if she'll get to play this year, but I tell you right now, she's going to be an impact when she does come back. She's like Dennis Rodman. Then you come in with the 3 freshmen. 4 freshmen when you're talking about Vanessa Campbell, a young lady that's very long, Coach. I mean, real long. I mean, she grew a lot this summer. I bet you Vanessa's probably standing about 5'8", 5'9", but she's so long with her wingspan, probably makes about 6 foot. Then you got the twins. Brenny coming back healthy. She's coming back off a little bit of scrapes, bumps, and bruises, but she's 3 weeks out from being ready to play. Annabelle's getting picking up those extra minutes down at the post and still being able to shoot outside. Then Zoe, can Zoe help them at the guard position? Young lady, about 5'5", real quick, very athletic. Known for a deep.
Man, I thought she was 5'7". You keep
Oh,
cutting
she's
her.
5'7", 5'8", Coach.
Her
Whatever you want.
down, man.
Hey, Coach, I just keep it 100 on the show. But when you look at Zoe, a great defender. One thing about her, I'm not saying because it's my kid, but she's gonna be able to go guard anybody you tell her to. I don't care if the girl is 6'2", 6'3", she's gonna get in there and be a dog and battle and fight. So lucky, this team could be really good. I mean, I think this team can surprise some people. You got a lot of people that hate Carl Albert because it's Carl Albert football and all the other sports that I've learned that. I was a Midway City Bomber back in the day, so Carl Albert was second hand. But now that Carl Albert is number 1, you got a lot of people that don't like Carl Albert, man. It's crazy how many people they want to see you fail. But hey, that's what happens when you breed champions over there, and that's what they do. So they found a way to win, and they haven't won a girls' championship since I think in the '90s. So I know Richie would like to get one, and some of those 2 seniors in Brown and it's going to lead with those 2. Those 2 got to take Carl Albert to the promised land. They have to. But we shall see. What do you think, Coach? What you got?
I agree. I mean, I played them this summer, and I think that they're going to be a solid team. I mean, you got some freshman mistakes that are going to happen, and what are those seniors going to do with that? How are they going to handle that freshman? They're going to put their arm around them and say, "Hey, let's go," or shake it off, let's play. And so I think Carl Albert. When I look at 5A, I mean 5A is, man. I'm telling you what. I think every district has 1 or 2, and then after that, the 3, 4.
Yep.
They can go up in the air depending on home and homes, things of that nature. So, I don't see one that really has 5. I see 1, 2, and then a 3 that's pretty good, and then a 4, 5, and a 6. So there's going to be some battling. Some home court games need to be won.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Then we'll switch over to the 6A. Everybody got PC North. They already said put a ring on it, like Beyonce said. But hey, wait a minute. There's other teams in the 6A that's gotten better. Kids has moved in, done some good things. I think Mustang, Katie was there. She's been there. She knows what it tastes. When you bite that steak and then you tell them to take it back because you want to cook a little bit more, that's what Katie's at. She's cooked that steak. It wasn't what she wanted. Now she's been there. Now she got to try to get back. She got a good team. She got a lot of, she lost the girl, but she got one of the top players on her team and Maya. So then she got the twins. So she got a big freshman, I think, that moved in.
Cece can play, man.
Huh?
Cece's gonna be a good one.
That's what I'm saying. So Katie's over there, man. I mean, and she's working hard. One thing about them, they're in the weight room. They're doing all the right things. Remember last year, she said she had those girls run to try to get to the big house and now the new house. So she's been quiet. You ain't seen a lot of videos. She's coming. She's kind of like Dion. Last year, Dion, not this year, Dion, because he's 2-3. But last year, Dion, he said he was coming. This year, she's being real quiet. So don't count Mustang out. Bigsby. I think Bigsby, one of their top players, went down with a knee injury. I think she played over there with Phenom, Mocam, I think. I think she got beat up this summer, so depends on what she do. I don't know if she's going to be able to play, but Bigsby's always a good team. Every one of the girls on that team, I think when they do an interview and interview for a position, the first question they ask you, can you shoot? And if you don't say if you can't shoot, you don't get a uniform. Yeah. So everybody on that team can shoot. Then you look at Edmund North. He is the GOAT. Coach P is the GOAT. He's the GOAT of 6A basketball. He's been there. He's won, 2 or 3 in a row with his daughters. He got a younger daughter coming up. She's just an 8th grader, but, he got the Hall young lady that's signed. So he got a couple, girls that can go. Then he'll sprinkle some girls around. One thing about his team, they're going to be well coached, and he's going to coach them up. So really look to see what Edmund North can do. But Union said, hey, we're there, coach. We're there. We can do some things. We got the Davis twins, so they've grown up. They're not freshmen no more. They're sophomores. They're good size. One play inside, one plays guard. So love to see what Union can do. I mean, that's a team right now. But, Coach, I think this 6A is so loaded that people's going to get left out. Really, Coach. There's going to be a lot of good teams that don't make it to the state championship. A lot of good teams.
Man, I agree. I mean, I'm looking at districts, and, when I said 5A had 2, I'm looking here. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it.
Yes, sir.
But, I'm looking at District 1, Choctaw. Edmond Memorial is well coached. Mustang. Coach Crawford, Coach Rachel does a good job down at Eisenhower. Norman North, what is Kellen going to do?
Yes, sir.
Westmore. So you're talking about Choctaw, Memorial, Lawton Eisenhower, Mustang, and Westmore. Nothing against Norman North in that mix. Nothing against Putnam City or PC West. Deer Creek, Edmond North. Deer Creek got talent. Edmond North is, he's talked about it. Chad moves over from Community to Norman. Great coach, been at OU for how many years? 10. Piedmont's got shooters. Sepulpa's always around the state tournament team. You got UConn, who's got some transfers, got new energy they believe in, and had a good summer. I would agree with that.
Yes, sir.
Bartlesville was a team that not a lot of people know about, but they could play.
Bartlesville's a sleeper, Coach. I think that's a team that's going to hurt. That's going to hurt. I think they're going to be a team.
Schaefer kid. I mean, Sammy is a 6 foot 5'11", can shoot. Broken Arrow. Again, you talk about seniors leaving, but a program's a program, and Coach Coffey does a great job down there. Santa Fe, I saw them this summer. She's going to coach them hard. They're going to be a different type of team. Coach Combs comes from Tuttle to Jinx, so there's a change there, and they bring everybody back. They have I think almost no seniors, what a girl told me.
Yeah.
And then, then you got Muskogee, hello, and then let's go ahead and throw some PC North and Stillwater in there. I mean,
you talk about Muskogee, Coach Holmes takes his talents from what was they at? What was they last?
Emmadill,
and he takes them up to 6A now. Both his daughters, I think he got 3 daughters. He got 3 daughters from him.
Came in from real quick. The third one came in, I believe, from U.S. Grant. That was their best player.
Yeah, so so Muskogee's a team that Holmes is. I think he's a great coach. I know his brother, really well, and so I think this team is going to be a team that no one really know about. They know they got some girls, but can you win with 3 girls? Yes, you can, but you got, like Coach talked about, depth. You got to have a little bit of depth, foul trouble. stuff like that. You never know when you go from playing AU ball, you're touching everybody to now if you barely breathe on them, they're gonna call a foul. So Skogie's a team that I can see in Bartlesville. There's two teams I can see that is going to knock people off and people's going to scratch their head like, how did they get in?
Right.
But they're well coached and they've been together. Folks, you can bring kids in. I say it all the time. Is the chemistry going to mix? You got to be able to mix. If you don't mix, it ain't going to happen.
Don't
You
forget they
got to
got the
be able to
Brown
mix.
kid from Booker T now.
Yes, sir.
Don't
Yeah.
forget about it. They got Cassia Brown that came in. So not only did he bring his daughters in, he brought her in, and his other, so he's got 4 kids right there that can ball. And then I don't know what they have beyond that, but
Yeah.
those are good 4. I mean,
No, that's a good 4. That's a great 4. Yeah. A lot of people in this state would like to have those 4 on their team, but it's gonna be interesting to see what they can do. I mean, that's a team that I think I keep an eye on all fall, watching what they can do. But like I said, Holmes is a good coach. He knows what he's doing. His girls are getting recruited. They all got a chance to go play big time ball. And some of the other girls, I think the girl that came over from Booker T already had an offer, I think, to Auburn. So
Auburn, yeah.
Yeah, so
his
I mean,
youngest, the other daughter came in from Grant. I think she got an offer, but it might have been an NAI or D2. But so he's got 4 players that are going to play at the next level somewhere.
yeah, coach. But if you go take care of business, that D2 can go to a small D1 or big D1. Depends on what happens. I mean, somebody catch you at the right time. It's all about who's seeing you at the right time. And like I said, it's good with some of these. I tell people all the time, man, there's nothing wrong with some girl having rank. I tell you that game when you have Colorado versus Midway City, coach, you got a chance to go to that game in the summertime. It was a packed house. Now you have a young lady that has an offer to Baylor. You're going to bring a lot of people out to come watch her play. I know my son-in-law, he's going to come in town. He's ready to see that game. And so when you got a young lady like her with the energy she brings and the hype that she brings, it's going to be a game. And you're going to bring college coaches out. So I try to tell these other young ladies, even from her team, to Carl team, and when whoever she plays on out the regular season, you want that. You want her to bring college coach Joe, because if they can, because there's only one school gonna get her.
Right.
That's it. So they got to go grab somebody else. So if you take care of business, you might get a chance to get noticed too. So that's the thing about the recruiting. Take care of business, man. I've been watching a lot of podcasts and a lot of coaches talking. Like we had the coach on the other night, Coach Wade. The first one of the things he talked about, his energy, he loves it being high. But he doesn't need you being an energy vampire. You don't need somebody that's going to kill the mood for other girls on the team, because all it takes is for every girl to be, so then what happens then? Ain't nobody playing good. The shot's not going up. Your free throws are not going in. You're missing layups, stuff that you can do. No girl wants to go out and miss a layup. No girl wants to miss a free throw, because both of those are free money. But it's going to happen. But when you sit there and pout about it is when it turns your game around.
Right. So then, let's go District 4. District 4 and 6A might be the most open as far as 3 and 4. And nothing against teams, but like Bixby. Bixby's Bixby. Then I'm going to go Union. In no order. I'm just laying it out.
Yes, sir.
Union, Bixby are the 2. And then Owasso's the 3. And then the 4 spot, Enid does a good job. A young lady coming back from injury. Blew her knee out. She'd be back by season. Ponk City, is got a nice little shooter over there. So, and then Sand Springs. So there's 3 teams there that can fight. Moore's I think a totally rebuild. I don't know what they have. I mean, I know a guard or 2 over there, but they lost their bigs. One went to Norman North, and the other one went somewhere else, but they lost their post players. And so
that hurts, Coach. That hurts.
Yeah, it hurts, so I think those at 4 spot. But I'm telling you, those 3 right there, Owasso, Union, and Bixby, those are sold out games when they play each other.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So there's some spots open. We'll see who's moved around. How they scrimmage. I'll be at Broken Arrow. Scrimmage on October 28th.
Yes, sir.
A lot of those teams will be there. And speaking of that, I'm going to put this up here. I need one more team for mine. I've got 9 teams committed to go to OBU. We're going to play at OBU campus. It's a play format, so you're not there all day. And we got some 4As and 3As mixed in there. And I need one more team. So, if you're a school coach, need one more scrimmage on November the 1st. Hook me up. We play at OBU, all games. Park the bus. Don't drive anywhere. We're using all 4 gyms at Oklahoma Baptist University.
Well, Coach, I got to give a shout on that because I got last year. I got a chance to go work it and talk to some girls and watch your team play. It's a great atmosphere, Coach. You're playing over there at OBU, a Division II college that has really great facilities, nice scoreboard, floor is nice, and it's some good basketball. Last year you got to see a lot of good teams that Anadarko, that team that was really really salty that was in it. And so, would you put that up one more time, Coach? Could you put that up one more time? You're looking at some of these teams, though. Tuttle.
I've got Mount, Harding Charter, Prep, McLeod, Tuttle, Elgin, Broken Bow. I've got Lindsay, us, and Purcell. So I need one more team.
And Broken Bow is one of the teams that can be really good. I know they got the freshman that was at Ida Bell that came over.
Yep.
She'll probably be a junior now. Then you're looking at
they got 6'1" girls really good. It was good at Mustang too.
Little shout out to Mount St. Mary, my girl London Long. She's over there at Mount St. Mary. She took her talents from Carlisle and went over to Mount St. Mary. I've got a chance to see her train and work out a couple weeks ago. Man, this girl's put the work in, folks. That's what I'm saying. Y'all are sleeping on some of these kids that you don't know what they've done because they don't post like me. So you don't know what they're doing. So some of these girls got way, way better, and you're gonna come out there and think, oh, we're gonna run through Mount St. Mary. No, it's not gonna be that way. They're over there trying to get better. So good atmosphere, Coach, that that you're putting on over there at OBU. Good deal. Like you said, once you're there. You ain't got to worry about driving to one gym to the next gym. You'll play some games on there on the big court, and you'll play some games right there on the other court. So, but it's still a good atmosphere though. But like I said, man, that's next week we'll talk a little bit more 4A and 3A, with these teams, and we'll start having coaches and players on. We just want to kind of put a show out because we're rocking and rolling. Like I said, we did hit October 1st today. I'll go back in, and me and Coach will go back in and see who subscribed, and we'll get that gift card here. We'll try to get it out here the next week or two on one of our shows. I'll have Zoe come pick the name out and read it off, and if you subscribe, now if you can't subscribe, I mean, we want you to keep subscribing and liking and all that. We're not telling you not to do that. We want you to. Me and Coach talked about that earlier. What does it take for us to get y'all to subscribe and like? I mean, we got a lot of people watching, but we don't have a lot of subscribers, and it's free. Come on, folks. All you have to do is give me thumbs up, like it, and subscribe. It's not hard. Like and subscribe, man. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. It's easy as getting your hair cut and brushing your teeth. Hope you don't go to work with bad breath. So like and subscribe. That's all we ask you to do. Like and subscribe. But Coach, let's take a quick break because we got to give some love to one of our sponsors, and then we'll come right back. After one of our sponsors. So we're going to have to take a quick break because I know we got to start dropping those ads in there. So let me find the right deal, and we'll be right back. Folks, we'll be right back after one of our sponsors, Oklahoma High School Girls Between the Lines. We'll be right back.
The gang's the same, but we changed the name, and we're now Chaos Customs OKC. Still your one-stop shop for all your vehicle upfitting and accessory needs. With almost 30 years in the business, we're your go-to for lift kits, wheels, tires, spray liners, bed covers, leather, fleet solutions, and so much more. Give us a call today at 405-778-8878.
Welcome back to Oklahoma High School Girls Between the Lines with my man, Coach V. Like I said, on the first night of high school basketball, I'm going to get him off here because I know he got to get busy because, hey, day one is in the books, but, hey, day one is only in the books. Now we got to get ready for the season. It's conditioning, putting in plays, getting them freshmen ready to go, and, so all those big things. But, Coach, anything else before we get out of here? Like I said, I just want to give our sponsors a little bit of love, BSN, Triple Eight, Chaos, for all the things they do for the show. You can see we got our BSN gear. Coach got his little hoodie on, man. I mean, we got some nice stuff from Vick. Yeah, I mean, he hooked us up. Chris Crawford hooked us up in Triple Eight and all those guys over there. So we want to thank you. But, Coach, anything else before we get out of here, though?
No, just, October 1st, it starts. So, earn your minutes, earn your playing time. Be on time, be ready, take care of your body. So
drink plenty of fluids.
Next week or so is going to be tough. I mean, you better make sure you drink your water and get yourself hydrated so you don't cramp up when you're doing your drills and be safe and have good practices.
Well, Coach, you know what I got to do to get us out of here? I always got to put our stuff on. Uh-oh. Yeah, folks. When that comes on, Coach, get the bob of that head. He's sleepy too. Cause I woke him up early this morning. Early. Early.
Graphics. I need graphics.
I needed graphics, Coach. I was trying to get by the school to see practice. And guess what? I drove by and nobody was there. Coach Richie said, I fooled you, TJ. I fooled you. And so did every other Middale school. They all went this afternoon. But good luck to everybody this upcoming season. Like I said, even though I might have a baby at Carl Albert, I got love for my girls over at Hare. I got love for my girls over at Dell City. I got love for my girls over at Mill City. I love all the schools until you play us. Then I got to root against you. It's okay, folks. It ain't a bad thing because I still love you. I'm going to talk about you on the show because that's what we do on Oklahoma High School Girls Between Lines. But we need you to like and subscribe. Let's build this thing up, folks. Let's build it up. We're giving you free knowledge on girls basketball without even having you have to pay and subscribe. You get it free. You ain't got to go to no mag. Now, I still want you to do my coaching stuff because he writes a lot of good stuff. I still need you to do above the what? Say it one more time, Coach. Above the line hoops. And he'll take care of you too, folks. If you're trying to get your kid's name out there and you're trying to get them pubs, he'll put a little thing together. Coach, you got that thing of Haley real quick? And you got that?
Oh, man. No, I didn't. No.
If he sends that to me, folks, I'm gonna put it up and show you what he does. Though he does a good job. So hey, look for him, DM him, and he'll get you taken care of. But folks, like I said, we'll be picking our guests for the next couple of weeks. We'll have some coaches on. Our next guest is college coach. We're looking for a D1 coach, and we're looking for a nice female coach that's come talk college football.
I got him lined up.
He got him lined up. Hey, don't D him.
You just need to like and subscribe. I got them lined up.
That's it. Like and subscribe. But folks, we're going to get out of here. We went longer than we thought we was going to go, but that's what happens when you start talking high school girls basketball. You get to have fun. So we'll catch you next time on Oklahoma High School Girls Basketball Between the Lines with my man, Coach V, and myself. TJ, we out. See ya.
We'd like to thank the following sponsors: Above the Line Hoops, Prep Girl Hoops, Keep It 100, and for the latest in high school girls basketball action, check out the podcast on YouTube at Oklahoma High School Girls Basketball Between the Lines.